It is Thursday. It is another edition of the Sports Cage from beautiful downtown Regina. There's the aerial view. Thanks for making time. If you are watching it on our YouTube feed, thank you for doing that. If you're listening on any of the audio streams, thank you there as well. And of course, we always appreciate you listening on 620 CKRM, which is 100 years old this year. It's for Access Communications. We're here for 3 hours, and I'll give you the rundown of what we got for you today. We'll talk CFL. Just released an unsuspecting retirement from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Unsuspecting. I guess we're going to a two-shot right there. If cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
I got a co-host. Sharky's here. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Riders made a signing today. Glen Suitor, because he's got to hop on a flying tube of metal and get back to the West Coast, he's going to come on earlier today. He's going to cut on at about 3:15.
Okay.
All right, Sharky, you're going to talk about the U of R, because last week we let you have the floor, and we got a lot of positive comments. 2 people that hate you, but everyone else loves you.
You know what? I'll take 2.
Yeah, well,
if that was just 2,
those are great odds.
Yeah,
I bat like 60-40. Yeah, and some days I don't know which way.
Was one of those from my ex-wife? And
I'm fine with that.
Then it's 3. There's 3 people that hate me.
Hour 2, Arash Madani, clutch performer. SJHL report with Benny Walchuk. Find out what and when the Flin Flon Bombers are doing as they get set to head out to Prince Edward Island. We will have in hour 3 NASCAR, the sprinkle of the day. I think throughout the show we're going to get into the Brandt Centre, what happened yesterday.
It's going to be ongoing.
I've been reading. I feel more confused than ever on what's happening. Colson's been doing a good job. Colson's our beat reporter on the issue.
He's been studying.
Yeah, so that's the show in a rundown. When Sharky is in that seat and when Sharky's talking on the air, he's for Flooring Superstore. Trent Dickin and their team. 20 years in the business. Way more than just what you think. Carpet and Lionel. Great name.
Yeah.
And hardwood and laminate. They have like sport court stuff.
Yeah.
They got the rubber paving stuff.
Go check it out. Go see them.
Park Street,
Arcola.
Big, huge, what is it called? Display showroom?
Showroom's the word you're looking for. Yeah.
Struggle. The struggle
Vocabulary is big.
Struggle is real, bud. But yeah, Park Street is where Flooring Superstore is. You can visit them. They can do it. You do it yourself, or they can find somebody to do it. Also, before we get going, this was dropped on us today. It's over 90% sold out. If you want to have some fun, some laughs this weekend, the Pigskins and Punchlines. It's coming up, presented by Regina Plumbing and Heating. Saturday, May 2nd. That's this Saturday at the Regina Performing Arts Center. Every time I go in there, though, I got to feel like I got to have a pierogi and a
it does have that small Mosaic feel, yeah.
All the Ukrainian dance competitions used to take the kids to. But this is going to be a lot of fun. Comedy night, Big Daddy Taz. I have no idea who he is, but there's a picture of him. He looks like a jolly fellow.
He's good.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a lot of riders there. You can grab photos, chat. I'm sure they'll be maybe grabbing the mic and having some fun. All the money goes to Win with Wellness, too, so it's going to a good cause. It's through the Rough Rider Foundation. Just go to riderville.com or Rough Rider Foundation. Get your tickets. Like I said, it's over 90% sold out, so not a lot of tickets left.
Just careful with those pictures with the riders. They might make you look short.
Ba-doom.
Yeah, that was a throwback to yesterday.
6'5" is not a good look beside you.
I don't really care.
I didn't think so.
It's how God made me. In here, I'm good. Sometimes.
And he threw away the mold. He said, I can't do this again, but let's see how this plays out.
Okay. CFL changes. I know Glen's coming up in a bit. I just kind of quickly, let's get your take on that. The 9th team will be known as the loser.
Yeah.
We would really like them to wear helmets with a big L on them the next year, or at least for part of the year. I've slept on it. I'm now just, you know what? I'm usually okay with change to try something. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm not the drastic, and there's some people like yesterday. It was like, we want we want this. I want my tickets back, or I'm canceling TSN, or no, you're not.
No, you're not. They're trying to. It's an expansion of revenue, as always. Everything that any team sport league does is an expansion of revenue.
The world spin. You can go back to 1970 and listen to the songs. Money Can't Buy You Happiness, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Go try and fill up your vehicle with $1.89 gas on happiness.
Everything's
and just good spirits.
Everything's about expansion of revenue. That's what this is. It's also an expansion of, and you see this in sports where they've added more teams to the playoffs. That cutoff, or you will, of the teams being out gets further and further into the season. So there's still more enticement to go to the games. There's still more for teams to be involved in outside of the NBA, which has their silly rules. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I think it's a good move. It's a little bit like curling to me, the playoffs. Do you get that? Do you get that curling
page?
The page system. But again, if you want to win, you got to win all the games. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many put in front of you. You got to win all the games.
Can we all agree that they do want a 10th team?
Oh yeah,
like that. Everybody want it. It's obviously really, really, really hard to find a fit, to find someone that wants to put the money down, and then where to make it happen. We all have pipe dreams. We all think this will work in this. They do want a 10th team. But for right now, okay, you drop one team. You get 4 extra playoff games. The 8th, the 7th, do you pull that back up, Coulson, the grid? Like, you don't want to finish 8. You don't want to finish 7. You're traveling. You're playing extra games. Like, at the end of the year, you're trying to catch. You want the home game. You want the 5 or the 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And if you can't, you fight and claw. Maybe 2's still available. Like, this whole thing of, well, it doesn't matter. Regular season doesn't matter. It's like, what?
It matters.
What are you talking about? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It matters big time. Look at the NHL regular season. See, it doesn't matter. Colorado's golfing right now, waiting for Dallas and Minnesota to club each other to death for the second round, right? The regular season matters every day, all day long, right?
We like your comments on the Prairie Land Rentals text line, where I saw one of those robotic lawnmowers that they're selling.
Yeah.
And there's $1,000 off right now. If you've ever thought about getting one, are they slick? 600 Albert Street, deal with the owner, all the Husqvarna power tools and farm or yard tools and everything that you need. They're just more than rental. And you're getting good quality, local company, 600 Albert Street. Prairie Land Rentals text line is 936-6262. 936-6262. Okay, the other big news today, full disclosure, I had to grab the paper. This just came down like 15 minutes ago.
Fresh.
And it probably makes a lot of sense, but the Riders announcing that national linebacker Seth Hundeby has informed the team that he is retiring from professional football. He's University of Saskatchewan Husky grad. He was selected by the Riders in the 4th round of the 2025 CFL draft. He intends to pursue a professional opportunity outside of football. The club wishes him all the best in the next chapter of his career.
So my understanding is Seth is a scholar in terms of that he's an academic All-Canadian.
I was just going to ask our what did he take, Coulson?
I'm looking that up.
It's mechanical engineering.
Is it?
Yeah. Ooh. So if you're an academic scholar in mechanical engineering, your starting wage leaving school is north of $150. So unless you're going to be the starting middle linebacker at $200,000 a year, you're probably going to go be a mechanical engineer, right? It's just too much loot to leave on the table, right? If he'd have made the Riders as a Canadian backup linebacker, what do you look at, 60, 65, 70, right? That's leaving over $100,000.
Offensive lineman?
No, he's not an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, and your CFL career is short, and this is it might be an offer even bigger than that. We don't know. with all the work that's going on in Saskatoon between mines and everything else, uranium, potash, they're looking for guys like Hunneby. They want him, and they will spend the money to get him. So that happens, right? That happens. There are lots of hockey players make that decision. Am I going to go to the coast or the A, or am I going to go to university to get my degree and then maybe look at it, right? Lots of guys got to make that choice. Hunneby just had to make it today.
Probably never a good, like timing-wise. There's always going to be, I guess ideally you'd want it in the end of November, where he gets, hey, I got this gig, and I can't say no. They're giving me lots of money and a vehicle and travel expense and per diem.
It's more than that, yeah.
I got to take it. Okay, thanks. But it's right before camp. Timing, maybe that's the only way that this works. And he sat down, and I'm sure it was a tough decision.
Oh, without a doubt.
I got to take this.
Yeah.
Maybe this is his dream job, the dream company, the one that he wants to work for.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in Norway, where they pay no tax.
Or Sweden.
And you live in the mountains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't you say Sweden was beautiful?
Where I was. I've also heard a doctor told me this, that he's gone to speak there. Beautiful. And I've never been, like Gothenburg, I heard is really nice too. We were in Stockholm. I heard they take the riffraff and they put it in riffraff areas.
They have a riffraff town, and that's where they stay?
It kind of makes sense.
It does.
Okay, so hold on here. We don't want this downtown, or we don't want this in our main, where the palace is and people in tourism is. We're going to move this out.
Let's have a spot over here. Yeah.
But that's allegedly from this doctor. That's what I heard. But Norway, I know a guy who went to Norway last year. He's a big drone guy.
Yeah.
Took his drone. My Lord, the pictures and the country, and then he started going into the no tax thing and how everybody they basically just drop bags of money on people's porches. They just have so much money.
Yeah. They manage their oil resources a little differently over there. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Wherever you got the opportunity. Could be Abu Dhabi. We don't know, right? But somebody gave an opportunity that was too good to pass by.
The Saudis.
Could be the Saudis.
They're getting out of live golf.
Yeah, they get money now.
Well, they have for them to get out of live, not to get sidetracked, for them to get out of live golf with how much
they've spent.
They've got there's a tee and how much money they have and hundreds of tees.
Yeah.
And then what's after trillion?
Gazillion?
Quadrillion.
Goodrillion?
It's quadrillion.
I feel like we're remember when you're 5 and 6 and 7 years old? My dad's a
bazillionaire.
But yeah, they maybe it's here. Maybe he's staying in good old Sasky.
Sauce Power made him an offer he couldn't turn down. Who knows?
Yeah. Or you said the mines.
The mines are huge.
Doing a lot of stuff up north.
Attracting a lot of bodies, especially guys like the mechanical engineers. So, yeah, lots of opportunity for him. I wish him the best. Tough call to make.
Okay, you know what? Let's talk. We'll go to break, and then we'll come back. We can talk to Glen Suitor about that and more. And he's going to want to. He's probably wearing a Huskies hat or something.
Yeah.
He's probably going to pump just his big Husky guy. SportsCage. On Thursday, Sharky's here for Flooring Superstore. The show is brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. It is for Freeze Tallman Lumber. There you are. Are you at the airport already?
I am at the airport, and I will try not to disturb. It's actually pretty quiet, to be honest with you. It's quite quiet in here. You may hear the odd announcement.
Except when that happens. You need to be lounge guy.
Yeah.
Do you have a lounge pass?
Oh, it's right across the way here, and as soon as we're done, I'm going in.
I think you should go in.
I thought you'd have been in there already. Yeah.
Like Eric Francis doesn't do his airport hits from the regular seats. He makes sure he's in the lounge, taking advantage. How was the dog's breakfast, sir?
Oh, it was a great morning. First of all, about and what it's for, and the reason for it is it's 100 and I think they said up to 160,000 raised for scholarships, well over 2 million since its inception for scholarships. Pinball was great. we did a sit-down interview, and I got a chance an old nemesis of mine was Pinball Clements, because he was so hard to tackle all those years ago. But he started talking this morning about the importance of the people that are buying tickets to the Dog's Breakfast and the Rams dinner, and people that are supporting those programs and the scholarships for the young men that are on the team. And he got emotional. Like, we're sitting in the middle of this, on stage, middle of this room with 1,400 people. And he is from the heart, talking about how he would not be sitting here in this stage if not for people just like you in the audience who have bought your tickets to support the program, to give these young men a chance to not worry about their finances so they can worry about their study and their football, journey. So as he was getting emotional, I started to think about the 20 years and I started to get a little emotional, and I thought, Pinball, you got to stop or we're going to sit up here and blubber. So it was that kind of morning. But he is so sincere, and it's not an act. It's not a shtick. He is just one of the nicest men on the planet, and when he talks about, support from communities, it's from the heart. And I think the audience saw that this morning. It was a great breakfast. And, we created a lot of good scholarships again. So the committee did another nice job.
I was at the first one.
How many years
really?
ago was that?
Was that Ron Lancaster, Barney?
Oh, I was there for the nice bag egg and some bacon, hash browns, and then it was always, because we never started until I think around 1 p.m.
Yeah.
We did the show was on at 11, like Global Sports. So we would go to the Dog's Breakfast, and then the golf course that we had Membies at was just down the street, Saston Golf Country Club, and it was always the beginning of the year. So it's like, big full belly, walk around, have. All I know is it took off from jump.
Yeah,
like it was big from the get-go, and then it just kind of kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then other schools started copying it and being like, this makes a lot of sense. Hey, did you hear Seth Hundeby retired?
I did, yes. I got an inkling of that last night because we went out for dinner with Jeremy O'Day, Craig Reynolds, the commissioner. Stuart Johnson was actually at the breakfast this morning. So he was at the dinner as well. And I asked Jeremy about Hundeby, and he kind of said, can we talk tomorrow? And I was like, what's going on here? Because I was looking at the roster because of the draft and thinking about, what players are the Riders going to look at to draft going into it? And I saw Hundeby's name down there, and I thought, this kid is intriguing. Like, this is a guy, when I watched him in the playoffs and in, last year with the Huskies, I thought, this guy's all over the field. I can't wait to see if he can translate it to the next level. So that's why I asked Jeremy, and he was hiding the whole thing the whole time.
I thought you were going to say went out for dinner last night with so and so and so and so, and Seth Hundeby showed up in a brand new Duramax diesel Denali loaded to the hilt, a 200K truck.
Well, it's funny because every player has got to make these choices, and it's even with players that are making big money in some of the major sports like hockey or whatever, and they get these one in a lifetime chances with a company. I mean, I can speak about this from personal experience. I mean, when I went from playing to TSN, I wanted to play another 3 or 4 years. Like I was ready to go, healthy, feeling great, and got the offer from TSN 2 or 3 weeks before training camp. But I knew that if I don't take this opportunity now, it may never show up again. And I had played 11 years. We had won the championship in '89, so that was sort of mission accomplished. And so I'm sure Seth had the same sort of decision. I don't know for sure what his circumstances were, but I know he's a heck of a football player, and I'm sure he would have been, an all-star player in the CFL had he decided. But sometimes these windows close quickly, so you got to jump on them.
No, I agree 100%, and I think that's what's happened to this young man. He's got an offer that was simply too good to refuse. I don't think it came from the Mafia, by the way, but I think he got an offer that was simply too much to turn down. Suits, you talk about pinball and all his experiences. Did you talk anything with him about what's going on in Toronto and how they build that franchise, or was it simply more about his experience growing up?
Well, it was a lot about, the university experience, and he was drawing on his single mom who, didn't have money to put him through college, which is why these scholarships are so important. And he went down that. We did talk about the late John Candy and what it was like to play for him, which was real fun. And, he had such great respect for John. And he didn't really get into, he is excited about the new coaching staff, and he's excited to have Chad back. Apparently Chad Kelly's injury, I was concerned he might be out for, that might be it for him. That when you miss an entire year because of your injury, boy, I don't know of many players that have come back from that. But pinball sort of updated that by saying at the end of last year, he was cleared health-wise by the doctors. But because of the situation they were in, it just didn't feel right to put him in, and have to get back up to speed with just a couple of games to go. So that's why they didn't. But he was medically cleared last year. So we talked a little bit about that, Sharky, and that they're looking forward to in November when the Riders are trying to repeat the championship run, that the Toronto Argonauts will be the opponent. That was one of his lines, which had a whole bunch of people groaning and sort of half cheering because the Riders were part of this discussion.
Yeah,
exactly.
We'll be there. We'll worry about them later. We'll be there.
What's the biggest thing you've been hearing about the changes coming in 2027? And be honest with us.
Yeah. Okay. No, I am honest, and I understand the concern over the look that 8 out of 9 teams are going to make the playoffs, and I get the concern in that, and so does the commissioner, by the way. I talked to him about it, but I just think there are so many positives with it. And Pinball made a great point to me, not on stage. We talked a little bit about it on stage, but this was the night before in a private conversation. And he said, in every sports league, professional sports league, there's at least 8 and often more than 8 that are in the playoffs. And those games draw revenue, as Sharky mentioned earlier in the show. And that's a big reason for this change, of course. But most leagues are at least 8 and maybe more. And does it really matter if it's 1 or 18 that don't make it? I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you don't make it, you don't make it. And right now it's going to be 1, and if expansion happens down the road, it's going to be 2 and maybe 3 down the road after that, and who knows where it goes. So, I look at the positives of it, and more teams in it. The regular season, guys, this idea that the regular season will matter now is just wrong. It's just wrong, because that 1 or 2 spot, you now have a guaranteed home playoff game. Now, to Sharky's point, that's revenue. We at TSN have a guaranteed million viewers for that game. Big time difference, as you know, Barney, when you're trying to sell advertising for a football game. So, when you can go into a company and say, hey, there's going to be 1 million people watching, and we've got 4 more of those now. And from a TV perspective, and this is just from my personal look at it, from a TV perspective, there is a chance that the 8 seed could win 3 games all on the road and get to the championship. And what a great Cinderella story that would be. So, and here's one little. It's
a Cinderella story. Yeah.
Okay,
but
here's this is real.
Here's one little other thing, and this is for the people that have switched from hating that 1 game gets you into the championship if you get the West Final or East Final. They've switched from hating that to hating that 8 of 9 get in. So I'll say to those people, have you ever brought up the fact that in the NFL, you could be in a weaker division win your division, and a team from a different division, a much stronger division, has a better record than you, but they don't get in.
Happened last year at
Because
Carolina.
if you win
Yeah.
exactly, Shark, Barney. So that's my point. Like, you can poke holes in it for sure, and that's going to be a complaint. But this regular season does matter, and the revenue is the big draw here.
I was on the fence. I was 50-50. I slept on it. Now I'm kind of like, okay, let's give it a shot. I'm all for it. We'll see how it lands. Maybe they'll change it again. I don't know. But you could poke holes in every playoff format. And even if the CFL would have went to something that Greg wanted, which was, I think, a 1-6 deal.
Yeah.
You could poke holes in that. You could, and then it's just standing on lawn yelling at cloud guy. Like, you can just, people want to complain. They want to be angry. They're going to be angry. Just like there was a few messages. This was yesterday. Just people like, I'm never watching TSN. I'm canceling my subscription. I almost said, can you send me the cancellation letter? Because I don't believe you. I'm sorry, I don't.
We accept all cancellation letters here at the station. Yeah.
And then this whole, like, the Americanizing. Right away, people go, Americanizing. How? What? No, it's not. And I really want to know if anybody has any, I would love to get them on the show. We'll call them. We'll put them on video. If anyone has anyone south of the border that's interested in a Canadian Football League franchise, please let us know.
Yeah.
Because I've looked online. I've done research. Bubkus, nothing.
I do have a playoff question, though. One plays two, right, in that first round. One plays two. If one loses, they play the winner of 4-6 or whatever the case might be. But if they win that, do they get the home game back against two, or do they got to go to two because they lost?
No, you'd get the win. If you win the first one, you get the home game, isn't it, Colson? And that's how it should be.
That's what it is.
Yes, yeah, you get the home game. In fact, 1 and 2 are guaranteed a home playoff game before they even play.
No.
Yeah, they could be. Yes. Because if two loses, they still get the home game in the second round.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yes. They're guaranteed a home game throughout the process. Yes. So that's, that's guaranteed revenue, guaranteed home playoff game, which gives you a huge advantage in football when you have the home field advantage because of crowd noise. And so, I mean, and yes, the Cinderella story part is a bit of a fantasy thing, but when I look at the fight to make sure you're in 5 or the 3 or 4 hole, then you get the home playoff game, and you're looking at, making sure. I think you're going to see the starters play longer now. The more I think about it, because you don't want to be in the 7 or 8 spot and go on the road for 3 straight games. You don't want to be down there.
You don't want to be in the 2. You don't want to be in the 2 if you got a chance to be in the 1.
Yeah. Everybody wants to win all the time. Yeah.
And no one wants to be 9.
You've got to. And you can't be 9, Colson. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see the T-shirt?
No.
Did you see the T-shirt we want to get done?
I'm trying to move my screen here around so I can read it.
My team finished 9th in the CFL, and all I get is this lousy T-shirt. We're trying to find a client that will partner with us and get a few of those done. I would run it by the promotions department. They kind of have a sense of humor sometimes.
Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah, and if not, then we'll get it. Sharky's company will get it done.
Yeah.
Put our name on the back. I love it.
Yeah.
And we've already labeled it the loser team. The loser team.
They got to wear gold helmets with a big L on the side the next year.
Yeah.
No, hey, listen, guys. From a TV point of view, which is where I sit, it is outstanding because 4 more playoff games that really matter are great for ratings. They're great to keep fans on the edge of your seat. I think the fight for those spots for seeding, not to get into the playoffs. It's just a different way to phrase it. You're fighting big time to the very end of the regular season for seeding position, not necessarily just to get in.
It's going to be entertaining, that's for sure, because that 1 versus 2 game now means more than ever before to get the week off and prepare for the other two to beat it out. I think it's fantastic.
Right, Sharky. Plus that 1 and 2 spot. If you lose in the first round, you got another chance at it.
Yeah.
You get in the 1 and 2 hole. You are not gonna be eliminated if you lose that first game. So I think the fight to get there, if you're in third or fourth and you have 3 games left in the regular season, the fight to get to 2 is real. It's
one could host 2 playoff games. It's foreseeable, right? What does that mean to their bottom line?
The other kind of thing I like too, and even yell at Cloud on Lawn Guy. Really would like to see this. West versus West, Grey Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Sign me up.
Because that takes the West-East thing out of the mix, doesn't it?
Yeah, because they're going to be just scrambled after that first round. So, it's got a lot of positives. And listen, I understand it's a small league, but we can't change that. And I thought Pinball said it great. If it's 1 or 18, who cares how many don't make the playoffs? All we care about is the 8 that are in the tournament.
That's right. Yeah.
And it kind of when somebody messaged on Tuesday, they're like, they should go to a 2-game total point.
That's been a long time since they did that.
It's been a while for that one.
It's been a while.
They don't even do that in senior hockey anymore. They got rid of
that. Yeah.
They're like, no.
That's too hard.
Anything when you were having your, first off, before I forget, how good was the pizza from the Granada House on 22nd?
Hey, that restaurant is awesome. Thank you for the recommendation. I walk in there, and Daryl and
that could always be an adventure for starters.
Yeah, Daryl's at the door, and we're kind of looking at each other. And you know how you get that look? You're walking around town, and you get that look like, I know him, but I don't know where from. I was getting the look from Daryl. And I walk up to Daryl, and I say, hey, what's your specialty? Like, what do people know you for? He goes, the pizza. You got to try the pizza. So I order the pizza. Alyssa comes out. She's our waitress. Great. It was great to meet both of them. Big, huge Rider fans. And Barney, the pizza was maybe the best I've ever eaten, and I'm not making it up. So I'm not making that up.
I've known Glenn for 2 years. This is the stuff I love about him. You can give him a recommendation or an idea. I forget what it was in Europe too. I gave him, and he did it. He's like, I'll try. I haven't led you astray yet.
Have you been to his rib place in Winnipeg?
No, I haven't. Come on,
where?
You gotta
Your rib place, Winnipeg.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's called Silver Heights. When you're in Winnipeg, we might come for that game. We go if the Riders are playing. I don't really want to watch Winnipeg play anyone else.
No, neither do I.
Maybe they'll be 1 and 2. Maybe they'll be 1 and 2.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Or Winnipeg will be wearing the L helmet.
Yeah. That could be too.
Anything? So I was going to say when you were having dinner or whatever last night, the draft. Obviously, they got to say, we're happy with everything. They have to say that. They did take a flyer on a couple of guys though that they might not see. I like the more I read about it, and Coulson played the clips. I love Bell that first pick, a big long cornerback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Malcolm Bell, who I believe it's Cleveland, is going to be at their mini camp, and we'll see if they have to wait on him a little bit. But I like the pick because of Tavon Campbell. First of all, Tavon's age, but if you can get a high quality cover corner like Tavon to be in that secondary as well, or even come in and replace him one day down the road, I like that pick. I mean, 3 O-linemen is kind of a no-brainer. There were 24 offensive or defensive linemen that were drafted out of the 74 players that went. And I talked to Jeremy about it. There's still about 20 prospects that didn't get drafted that may end up in camps. He said there's still some good talent out there to look at. So if you were a guy who didn't get drafted that's listening, hang in there, keep working out. You never know, might get the call. If there's an omission or one that I think might have been a surprise for Rider fans, it was probably that they didn't take a D lineman. After losing Micah and a couple of the other, veteran D linemen, I was really surprised, or a little bit surprised anyway, that they didn't get a D lineman.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you have a great game plan going into the draft, And then because of what the other teams do in their picks, you kind of have to change that on the fly, and maybe that was part of it.
Okay. It was like an NHL playoff draft. I had a great plan till my buddy drafted Brady Tkachuk on us.
Which I want to get into that in a bit too with you. Congratulations on Philadelphia. Okay, let's close with this though. I don't know how big the plane is. I think you got a pretty big plane going back to Vancouver, Air Canada today. It's not one of those like little puddle jumpers, but this guy that the Riders are bringing into camp, this offensive lineman, Percy Lewis the Fourth. Have you heard about this, Sharky?
No, I've just seen some pictures, but go on.
He is 6'8", 380 pounds. How are you transporting that guy north of the border?
In an SUV of some kind, all by himself.
Gorilla cage?
Motorhome? I don't know.
I could just imagine what the plane would look like. One guy on one side of the plane, and the
everybody
rest
else
of the
on the
passengers on the other side.
No luggage on this side, please. Yeah.
What's the biggest guy you ever played with, though, or stood beside? Like 6'8", 380, man? Ooh.
I think Dan Payne, offensive lineman, probably would have been. I think he was up there in those numbers. Almost.
He was 6'7", wasn't he?
6'7", 400 or something like that. Well, his nickname in the locker room with us was Mountain. So that tells you everything you need to know about that.
Exactly.
I'm trying to pull something
he
up.
blocked the sun.
I'm trying to pull. What's it called? There's the Air Horse One. Look it up on Google.
Air Horse One. Okay.
It's the plane that they transport like the big fancy horses around the world on. It's called Air Horse One, but he's so big. It's like there's just Percy standing there. That's how he's getting around. Because they can't put him on one of those small regional jets.
Can you imagine?
You can't. You got to have a tough time in those regional jets.
There's not much room.
Tommy Stevens,
and I'm only 6 feet.
Tommy Stevens, Jamarcus Hardrick. You can't. You got to be.
As you guys know, I used to sit beside Bob Poley and Roger Aldag, and believe me, there was not very much room between those two.
Taking cards, taking the cards. I love it. Okay, Glenn. By the way, Freeze Tallman Lumber next week. We'll be hitting this. Their Trex decking sale. You saw it with your own eyes. All the Trex decking that they have, and you right away you said, "I need some of this."
You could use that on your front yard. That would go really nice in your front yard.
Let's make it one big deck with a huge fire pit in the middle, and let's get after it, Sharky. Let's
fly.
I love it.
Let's fly some of it to the coast from Freeze Tallman.
Is the bear around? Have we seen the bear?
We haven't yet, but I know he's out now. It's been warm enough for sure.
Okay,
you guys should have some sort of celebration of the whole neighborhood when you see him for the first time. Welcome him back.
Yeah,
I will definitely video Bob as he comes back into the area.
I look forward to it.
Now I'm craving pizza. Luckily, there's a Western Pizza on the way home. Travel safe, Glenn. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Thanks, partner.
Thank you, gentlemen. Take care.
Press coverage with Glen Suitor is brought to you by Freeze Tallman Lumber. Like I said, Trex decking sale starting next week. Thinking something at the cabin, home they can deliver. They're in Fort Capel and Regina. It's a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Do you ever see the pictures of Air Horse One?
No, go ahead.
Look them up.
Air Horse.
Colson, grab them for people watching the stream. It's because what? Just how I'm sitting there thinking one night, and I'm like, how do they get? I forget what I was watching.
It's
horse
the Olympics.
race.
It's the Olympic horses.
Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympic horses
and I
and
was
horse
like,
race.
how do they get these horses around? Like, did they just put them? No, they don't do that. And I was going to message my brother because I knew he would know. And all of a sudden, Google. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, And it's called
a separate plane for him.
Yeah, he's going to pull up the pictures here. It's actually quite slick.
I think the musical rides used it too.
Whatever happened to that?
What, in the musical ride?
Yeah.
It still exists.
Does it?
Yeah.
He used to come here all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something Sean Semple and the crew will bring back.
They show up. It's usually a summertime thing that they tour on. Yeah, there it is. Air Horse One. Yeah.
They look so happy.
Yeah. Well, they're all together.
It would stink in there, but you'd get used to it, like an old barn. I used to hang around the barns a lot.
Yeah, it's just a barn.
Marquis Downs, Queensbury, Cloverdale, Calgary, Winnipeg. Winnipeg is called, they still have it there. They've got a bunch of slot machines. The kids play hockey right by it.
Winnipeg still has it, yeah.
Not Queensbury, it's called...
Assiniboia Downs.
Assiniboia Downs. Good job. Where was Snowbury? Something like that.
Portage? No.
No, I've never been to. I've driven through Portage, but yeah, that's fun. You learn a lot here on the program. Air Force One. Last week, gave you the floor to talk about the University of Regina and how things go. We've reached out. No one wants to talk.
At the U of R?
Yeah, they gave us the release. Dr. Keshin. He very nice release. You talked about it yesterday. The way I gather it, he's like, I don't want to have to deal with this headache.
It's a tire fire he didn't want.
He did a great job. He looks like a very nice man.
He is. I've met him several times.
They released this. Now Michaela
is in.
Does she? Have we heard? Is she confirmed? Does she want the job?
Yes.
Okay.
It says in here she accepted the role.
Yeah.
The offer.
Yeah.
Now, buddy from Simon Fraser that you found out that was the alleged hire, originally from Scotland.
Yep. He's in the wind.
Is there a chance that he said, I don't want this job anymore? Like, you guys need to hire that young local gal who took this team to the playoffs and did all those awesome things last year.
There's also a chance he goes to the U of R and sues them.
Because for sure there is.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be, I'm not going to have any players. I'm going to have to recruit. Now, who am I going to recruit knowing the little bit of the dumpster fire that's gone on? Part of me feel like, I don't know what his financial state is or whatever, but my personality, I'd be like, I don't want this smoke.
You know,
I'm okay.
If you go back to what I said and think about the comments that I made, I talked about leadership. That was the focus of my conversation on last week, was about leadership and how you build a program, build a community, build support. That leadership issue hasn't changed. That problem's still there. One of the comments I made was you can't have Michaela and the athletic director both back. One of them's going to have to go. Jeff Keshin.
Are you sure we can't? That's just your take.
That's my take, right? All of this is my take. Don't put this on anybody else. It's all my take. Michaela's back. What is that? How does that work with the rest of the coaches as their general manager now has been overrun by one of the coaches or overruled by one of the coaches to get her job back, right? So we got a working situation that ain't good. We got a lack of leadership and a lack of community leadership and understanding the program, understanding the solution. That still exists. All the comments that I received personally were all very positive. As a matter of fact, I didn't receive a negative comment from anybody personally. Now, I know the station got a couple. The only comment that's come back to me where they said you should fix this wasn't about the question about her leadership, it was a question about the relationship between her and the hockey coach. Right? I said they knew each other. Apparently they didn't. It's a series of coincidences. Okay, we'll leave it at a series of coincidences. They didn't know each other. However, there's a lot of coincidences to him being hired as a hockey coach and what the decisions he's made afterwards. But the leadership problem still exists. It still exists and it hasn't gone away. And I'm not sure, and I've been trying to get this information, and a couple of sources within the university have told me some, and others have told me nothing. But I don't believe that Keshin might have shared with Lisa that he rehired Michaela, that she found out after the fact.
Whoa.
That's a possible piece of information. I'm not verifying it. I've been trying to verify it. A couple of people said that he made the decision and told Michaela first.
It'd be fantastic if they would have came on and talked. Then there's all the speculation, and that he says, she says, which isn't a bad game at times, but we're kind of sick of playing it.
Telling the truth is easy. Just tell the truth. Right? Just tell the truth. Right? And then you don't have to remember anything, right?
I would have a hard time believing that they didn't converse. I have a hard time believing that the athletic director can be back. And that's what you're saying.
Yes.
But there probably is a scenario where she is. I don't know. The lady might be a great lady. You know her better than I do. Obviously, she's qualified to an extent to be in these positions. We did get a number of messages on the hockey thing too. A couple where they thought you were wrong. A couple that they were lots like for sure 95% of everything that we got and then I got personally was positive. Sharky's bang. A lot of Sharky's bang on quotes. You can get a t-shirt made or a hat. Sharky's bang on.
I don't think it'll sell, but anyway.
Yeah, people might take it the wrong way. And then there's the fact that if she, I would really like to know the process on how they did everything. And like she had success, basketball, the women's basketball team, and then and she's from there, and the team loved her, and like all the boxes are checked off. So then, what was the?
And she's got a degree in coaching. I went and got a master's at U of A in coaching. It's not like they hired somebody with a degree in nursing. She's got a master's in coaching from the University of Alberta. This is her work line. This is where she wants to be. They're not hiring her to be the basketball coach from the secretarial pool. This is what she wants to do. So the process they had was 4 interviews, right? Yes, including a dinner, and
each person 4 interviews.
Yes. Yeah, it's arduous.
Seems a little over the top.
Yeah.
Like, do we really need 4?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, but things. I was curious because it's been a week since you've been able to talk on it, and I was curious to get your take and anything new that you know.
And again, the complaint was that the biggest complaint we've had is that she knew the coach prior, the hockey coach. That was the only complaint we got. Okay, so she didn't know him prior. It was just a coincidence.
There we go. And a lot of people love the fact that we talked about it and you brought it up, and even people that weren't from Regina.
Yeah.
Were what happened? I can't believe it. And then I started reading the story at sportscage.com. So, good job.
Thank you. And Jeff Keshin's got my number. You can reach out to me.
Your next assignment, we'd love to have him on.
Yeah.
Next Thursday, whenever you're here, let's bring him. Jeff.
I'll reach out. See if we can make it happen.
Jeff Keshin.
Keshin.
Not like Hal Ketchum.
No, it's not M.
Keshin.
It's an N.
It's a Sports Cage. We talk a lot of different things here on the program. That's why people love it.
Especially Air Horse 1.
It's just, hey, we got to know what's going on with the horses. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Interesting news at a Rider camp today that linebacker Seth Hundeby has retired from professional football. He's pursuing professional opportunities outside of football. Obviously, everyone's wishing Seth well. National Hockey League playoffs tonight in Anaheim. Ducks trying to eliminate the Edmonton Oilers. 8 p.m. puck drop there. Dallas trying to stay alive against Minnesota. 5:30 puck drop there. Blue Jays play baseball in Minnesota against the Twins. 5:40. World Senior Curling Championships going on in Switzerland. We're represented by Bruce Corte from Saskatoon. All the details are at sportscage.com on that. It's brought to you by Reliance Heath, starting water softener starting at $1.20 a day. When you mix it with a heater, $400 cash back. Call on Reliance for more details. That's hour 1, pretty much in the books. I want to say congratulations to you again.
Really?
How many Philadelphia Flyers did you take in your Keniston Super Draft?
Just 3.
Still, there was one that I took. I think I took a couple of Penguins.
I took 1 Penguin on one of the drafts, but I took 3 Flyers on the one.
Evgeny Malkin.
Done.
Like, you got to move on.
Yeah.
Don't you? Like, are they going to go rebuild in Pittsburgh?
They gotta. They have to.
Sid, like just a battle. And when you watch them, they got an old team.
They do.
And Philly was exact opposite.
Young, exciting, fast.
Vladar.
Yeah. Dan Vladar was a throwaway in Calgary last year.
Absolute throwaway.
Yeah. Now he looks like a genius in Philadelphia. And you know what? But there's another point to this, and I think it's being missed by a lot of people. Rick Tocchet.
Oh.
I don't think Rick Tocchet's getting anywhere near the credit he should for turning that, because that franchise at Christmas was out of the playoffs. They were not in the mix. Not only are they in the mix, now they're in the second round. They're playing Carolina, who's going, oh, really? We got to play Philadelphia? Ugh. Right? They just got rid of the annoying Brady Tkachuk, and now they get the crash bang system of Philadelphia. I don't know, man. Tocchet deserves a lot of respect for what he's done.
When I hear Rick Tocchet, it always reminds me of working radio in Swift Current in like 1999. I don't know, whatever first. And the young lady had to do sports in the morning, and she read the sports, and then these people just lit her up, like, because it was phone lines and all that. And she called, and it saw on the maestro. It was like, work's calling. Okay, hey, these people are yelling at me that I got the name wrong, and I don't know how to say it. And I'm like, what's the name of the players? And she was like, Rick Toshay and Vincent Damphousey. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
you
that's
got him wrong.
Fair.
Yeah.
Rick Tocchet. But Rick Toshay rolls off the tongue.
It does. It's very nice. Yeah.
Coming back in hour 2 with Arash Madani, SJHL Report with Benny Walchuk, clutch performer, and a whole lot more. It is the Sports Cage, where we talk sports and a whole lot more here on 620 CKRM. Welcome back to the Sports Cage. 620 CKRM, streaming on all the audio channels, and of course through YouTube, sportscage.com, if you want to watch along. The Prairie Land Rentals text line, 936-6262. Amazing how many comments you get when you start talking about horses and how they transport horses in Air Horse One. Also, Benny, big listener of the program. He hadn't seen the renderings of what Brandt plans for real.
Oh,
can we'll get into this more in hour 3 too, because there's a whole bunch of people that are off work and they listen there too. But before Arash comes on here, because we're waiting for him, can we get into? Okay, so yesterday they basically met all day,
the city,
about what Semple and Brandt wants to do.
Yeah.
4 councillors said no. Out of how many councillors? 10?
I think there's 10 or 11. Count
10,
the mayor,
10 councillors and the mayor.
Yeah, 11. The mayor's just the same he just gets 1 vote.
Yeah.
I think the one I read was like, we need more consultation. We don't. We need to. No, you don't. Like, the city doesn't have money to do anything with this.
If I knew this was in the works, you had to know it was in the works. Are you telling me you're on city council and you didn't know this was in the works? Maybe you shouldn't be on city council.
Oh boy! I was shocked this wasn't a Hyundai, 100%. Then people are messaging, and I think some people messaged today. They lean a certain political way. That's why they like to post videos and get clicks and hear their own voice.
Yeah.
And okay, whatever. But the city is broke. Our infrastructure, like what I heard once from an engineer, is how bad our water pipes, that's why we were digging up downtown for years, and how mayors just kind of kept kicking that can down the road.
Sure.
This is all alleged. This is what I heard. And then it finally came to roost, and it was like, we need to fix this. So then poor Chad Baczynski or Sandra Masters were like, okay, we've got to do it. Like, and just the amount of infrastructure and problems we have, and then all this money that's needed to fix these things. And someone is saying, it's almost like we're getting pranked. Someone's like, I'll take them and fix them and make them awesome for the city. And it's like, where's the camera?
Yeah.
Like, what? Before people said no.
Yeah.
I drive your VW short box station wagon with the kayak to a hill.
Yeah.
And yell.
And start it on fire.
Look in a mirror and say, did I just vote no to this? Well, I'm dumbfounded, man.
$300,000 a day it saves the city. $300,000 a day.
We need to consult because two of my...
Because 2 constituents called and said, I'm not going to be able to park at the Brandt Centre in the front door. Hang up.
I have a hard time believing that even 2 constituents are that dense.
I've read a couple of surveys online. Over 80%, and that's just people hitting clicks. 80% are in favor of this, right? We now, no other part of the world has municipalities, governments, whatever you want to call them, build this kind of infrastructure forever and manage it well.
Exactly.
Nowhere. Where there's successful stadiums and successful things pulled off, they're privately owned. Somebody's got the jam and the stones and the dollars to get in there and make it happen. Hire the right people, not their friends. Not put out an RFP, get crap done.
It shouldn't be Private enterprise. Yes, it should.
Yes, it should all day
has
long.
to. It has to be. The city shouldn't be in this game anymore.
No. Your tax dollars are being used to pay those guys at C6 that don't do anything when the kids are breaking the glass.
Well, they're still going to do that, and real's still a problem. Yeah.
What I don't get, here's what I don't, is the differentiation of what they kept and what they didn't. I mean, if Semple's going to run all the other stuff, why'd they...
Minor sports.
Okay, I get that, but he's still going to control 90% of what's going on there, right?
Not the cooperators, and not the...
no, but overall on the ground.
Where they play, what's the other thing? The pickleball, or where they play
the
volleyball?
Soccer facility, Affinity Plex.
Yes, for sure, which is the fastest growing, the biggest sport in the world.
But Mr. Semple believes in progress. He believes in making things better. He did not become as successful as he is by sitting on his hands and waiting for somebody else to help
And
him.
he's aggressive.
And he wants to get stuff done. He loves Regina. This is his home. This is where he's from. He wants to make this the best place in the world. If you don't want to get on board with that, you can move to Brandon. There's lots of spots in Brandon for people like you that don't want to get ahead.
They got a nice new rink there, like a little sheet of ice. You ever seen it? Not where the Wheat Kings play. That's not a bad barn too.
It's a barn.
But they're Brandon. If someone came to them and said, "I'm going to upgrade this thing. You guys don't have to worry about it anymore," they would go. Again,
where do I sign?
Willing to give you all the coffee you can drink. I'll take it. Kramer.
Yeah.
Just get out of there. Colson, you had something to say. Sorry.
Yeah, I skimmed through most of the committee thing, and a few quotes from Mr. Semple that I can rattle off here is he said, "You guys are winning the lottery here," which I think is a great way to put it. And he also talked about his upbringing, wherein his mom was a waitress and his dad was a salesman, right? They had a mattress on the floor and that was their furniture. He had to start there. Now he's here. He wants to invest in all of this, right? And he called this the first step of their philanthropy investment in Regina. He's going to do more. He wants to do more. He wants this city to be a destination. So you can go watch it yourself. It's 9 hours long. I skimmed through a lot of it, but
I can't even imagine conversing, being a friend, having to talk to somebody that said no to this. Like if you had to go on a long road trip with somebody like that, I'd be like,
they wouldn't be in the car.
Opening the door
they'd be out.
as it's going here.
They'd be out, right?
You and I ain't going to jive.
No, because obviously you believe in everybody getting the same all the time, so you get in the next vehicle that comes along, and I wish you the best.
As a parent, it's the first thing I teach my kid. Life is not fair.
Outwork somebody.
Your last name's not simple. Mine isn't.
No.
Tough. Or Gates. Or Bezos.
He could run the Brandt Group of companies from anywhere in Canada or North America. He could move it to Phoenix tomorrow.
Oh, let's play. Let's tee it up.
Right?
Too hot in the summer, though.
Too hot in the summer.
Whitefish. More of a whitefish guy.
Imagine what happens to Regina on payday at Brandt. Imagine how many dollars come in to the coffers of all the banks and credit unions and everything else in the city on payday at Brandt.
The trickle-down effect, everything.
It's so big. It is so big across the city, and he wants to put more into it? Get out of his way.
That's like when people say, no, we can't cut taxes. Where do you think the money's going to go? People are going to go bury it in their yard?
Yeah.
No, they're spending it.
The city can't
I would love to run for politics at some point.
Oh, I would just insult so many people. Oh,
would you vote for me? I'd vote for you.
I'd vote for you in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ward? What ward would I be?
I would like to call it, what kingdom am I going to run? Anyway.
My guy actually, whoever's in my ward, I checked it out because I was going to call him and be like, do you got rocks or brains? But he voted yes.
Yeah,
and
my guy's good.
My guy looks normal.
My guy's, actually, I know my guy well enough to call him up, have a chat.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. And we meet each other on the dog walk every now and then, and we get along very, very well.
Cocktail?
We could have. Yeah, we could have. Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah.
Jeez. Look at the text messages coming in. We'll get more deep into this. And then we got Arash Madani waiting. He's probably entertained, though.
Yeah.
It is coast to coast with Arash Madani.
It's time to go coast to coast with Arash Madani for Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
You know what I've learned in the last 10 days? A fired up Sharky is the best kind of content.
I can fill 3 hours all by myself.
That's why people want him on.
Fired up about something?
Yeah.
Out of the way, everybody.
Yeah. Heads up. We're coming.
That's why people want him on more, and he should be on more, and it's too bad we can't get him on more. But Sharky says he's never had more fun doing the show.
And it's been a blast. It truly is. Yeah.
Great.
It truly is. But I think, honestly, of all the things that we've done here, that the station's done, is this interactive piece where we can see each other, right? The YouTube of it, if you will, has dramatically changed how we interact with you as guests. Yeah.
I wish it was radio only.
I love this.
In my world, it'd be a lot easier. And at this point in my life, sometimes looking for the easy way out.
You and I both have a face for radio. There's no doubt about that. But
I don't think we're homely looking people. I've seen homelier.
Well, that's true. There's always something worse.
Okay, as an outsider, give us your take on this, your honest take. I don't know where you land in the political spectrum or what you think is fair and if life should be fair and all that. But do you understand what's happening here? We got this aging infrastructure in Regina centered around the Brandt Centre, and then there's more. And then the bazillionaire Semple, who owns Brandt, he's got like 3,500 employees in Regina, if not more.
Yeah, something like that.
He's basically saying, I got you. I'm actually going to give you money for this junk.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to fix it all up. And have you seen the pictures, Arash?
I haven't.
Okay. Just sit back and rock. This is what he wants to. They're doing this distillery beside the Brandt Centre right now. Okay, yeah, yada yada, Brandt, nice plants, all that. Wait till you see the inside of this distillery and what they're going to do here. Colson's going through. Brandt Centre, yeah, they're going to put railings up, I think, so people don't kill themselves.
Digital railings. Yeah.
So here, check out. This is like a concert venue hall that they're building right now, and the inside, you're going to think you've just walked into the Wynn or the Bellagio.
Yeah, this will be the sports bar within his facility next to the Brandt Centre.
I can't have supper
who's
there.
Who's up in arms about this?
Oh, 4 city councilors voted no. They need to hear more. They're like, the city is broke, man. Like we are. They can't put a $25 parlay down tonight.
Okay,
and they're saying no to this.
So let me talk about this in a few kind of broad strokes that go beyond the Brandt Centre and go beyond Regina. Okay, the first thing is this, and this is. Part of where I'm going with this is not related to this project, but just in general when it comes to arenas and stadiums in cities. I truly believe that having arenas and stadiums in communities, municipalities, provinces, whatever, cities, is important, is vital for the heartbeat of a place. It is a community gathering spot. It's something that galvanizes people together, not just the people inside the arena, but our water coolers, the rest. I think that I truly believe it's a vital part of, bringing in not just the sporting part, all the other acts. I saw in the Brandt Centre thing, the Foo Fighters, yes. And I believe that our taxpayer dollars, if some of it goes towards that, it's fine, except, and this is the caveat, and it doesn't really apply to the Regina model, but just in general. Then look at the whole scene in Edmonton with the new arena. You take public money, the franchise is a public trust. Okay, stop charging $20 a beer, $9 a water, $11 a popcorn, and $500 a ticket to, in addition to taking the taxpayers' dollars, now you're limiting who can come to it. The concession prices to me are just an abomination. So that's one. The other is, and what's being presented here kind of showcases it. No one's building an arena anymore. Nope. Nobody's building a stadium anymore.
Here, here.
You need to build a district to make this work. You look all around North America right now, like right now in Tampa, outside the Lightning building, the Vinicks have bought all the real estate around there. They have new hotels, they have new restaurants, etc. They own the parking. They own you from 3 p.m. to midnight, not 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's the way you make these things work. That's just the cost of doing business these days because nobody's making money on junior hockey, really.
No.
If you're able, or pro sports even, unless you're able to keep everybody there for a long period of time.
Who owns the Rogers Centre and Air Canada Centre, or whatever, it's Scotiabank Arena or whatever? Who owns those?
So the Rogers Centre is actually is on government land. Rogers bought the building and the franchise back in 2000. So if they want to do anything to the stadium, expand, tear it down, whatever, it has to be through government approvals. Now, Scotiabank Arena is owned by now Rogers, Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. And those two are in the teeth of the city.
Yeah, but they're not owned by the city of Toronto.
No.
Nor should they be.
Okay, thanks for your take on that, though.
That's exactly.
As an outsider, you put it well.
You reinforce my point.
Yeah, I give you 2 here's if this was a political forum. CFL draft, I wanted to ask you about teams have signed some free agents now. Riders got things. Seth Hundeby, though. Like, the timing of it, probably not ideal. Happy for the guy. Obviously, you heard it. It just came down. Your thoughts there?
Well, I was around Hundeby during Vanier Cup week last November. Smart dude, educated dude. My read on this is that an engineering major who's a hell of a student is actually just going to finish up his education and has an opportunity in the engineering world where he doesn't have to smash his brain into somebody else's brain to make a living. He's going to be able to use his brain to make a much more lucrative living. Incredibly accomplished, top defensive player, all-Canadian, leader, played in a national championship game. Had a taste of it last year, right? Went to training camp, played in preseason, saw what that pro level is, which is a different speed, physicality. It's like, my read on this is, what? There's a whole other world beyond football. And for an engineering major, who I remember talking to Scott Flory last fall, raved about how strong he is in the classroom, that makes a lot more sense.
It happens to everybody. Everybody gets put with a point in time where they got to make the decision. For him, it just happened to be much sooner than lots of others.
Right. And also, when you talk about being a linebacker, people talk about football being a contact sport. It is not a contact sport. Football is a collision sport where every single play is a car wreck. And if you're a kid like Hundeby, how you're going to make this roster is not just on defense, but on special teams, where you're going to have to run 100 miles an hour and then launch yourself at somebody. I think, I don't know. And obviously the engineering world is going to be there and it's lucrative and the rest. But I think when you think about all the things that go into playing the game and the toll it takes physically and mentally, something like this is there. For a smart guy like that, I applaud him.
Yep.
The draft. I can't remember exactly your predictions, but I want to say you were correct at least a couple times.
Yeah, you were pretty.
There you go.
Really, really close.
What are you batting? 50.
Yeah, really close.
So we're right on a couple of first-round picks. I want to get into the value part of the draft because I think this is always interesting. Like Rob Baggs going into the Wall of Honor. The Plaza of Honor is what, a 6th, 7th round pick, whatever it was.
Yep.
I find in the weeds of the CFL draft is where you can find gems. So Colson, let's start with the 5th round pick at the University of Montreal who went to the Ottawa Red Blacks. Alassane Diouf is his name. Guys, he was the only senior on Montreal's offensive line this year, and he was a left guard. Okay? If this kid was 4 or 5 inches taller, he'd be the 79th overall, the 79th overall pick in the NFL draft. This guy is nasty. This guy is smart. This guy is a leader. This is somebody who can clear dudes out in the middle of the defensive line. There's some Penei Sewell vibes to Alassane Diouf. And again, he's just a little shorter And that's probably what's preventing him from getting an opportunity south of the border. Really like that value there for the Ottawa Redblacks. Let's roll the next one, Colson. A little later in the draft, Joshua Jack. We don't think about schools out east, St. Mary's. Look, 60th overall. Why wouldn't you, if the Winnipeg Blue Bombers take a receiver from St. Mary's? This dude does not drop the football. He's got some speed to him. If you're thinking to yourself, a raw bag type player, that's the ceiling of what Joshua Jack can become. I really like this selection. We'll see how it turns out. And now let's go really deep into the weeds to the last one.
Oh,
there we go.
Is it a guy in jeans?
yeah, jeans in a tank top.
Plays in a flag league.
Colson, do we have the last one? There it is. 56th overall to your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Why do I like this pick? Yes, he signed with an NFL team, but he was not a draft pick. Ooh. There is not a lot of investment from the NFL team there. If Albert Reese IV had not signed a deal, that's a first-round pick right there. And it's worth it at that stage of the draft. It's not a reach to just go get him. Because if he ends up back in Canada, that's somebody with some real talent, played in the SEC. Look, you're going up against Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, on it goes. That's somebody who could have easily gone 6th overall, and the Riders got him 56th overall.
Nice.
Nice work. Good job on the graphics. Whoever did the graphics, too.
All Curtis.
Shout out to Curtis and Colson, because they're the masterminds behind the graphics.
Yeah,
Curtis. Good work. What do you think of the Riders' first pick, Malcolm Bell? I like that pick. I was thinking O-line, D-line. What the heck do I know? But a nice long corner, I like it.
And Barney, what did I like? I exhausted you last fall telling you how much I like a long athletic corner with the Riders named Devon Campbell, and now they're hoping to find the next Devon Campbell. And who better to learn from than Devon Campbell to bring in somebody with the athleticism, played in the Big Ten, went up against the national champions. Malcolm Bell's going to be somebody, look, he can tackle in space, he can jump routes. I saw the video that the Riders posted when Corey Mace called him after they made the pick, that they were trying to get some dirt on him and they couldn't find any. Malcolm Bell's a ball hawk, so now he's just got to go do it.
You should see how excited Luke Mullender is. He's from Michigan State.
Sparty.
A Sparty. Spartan dog, he called him.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I love about the draft this year? And in the past, the CFL draft has been offensive lineman, maybe a linebacker, maybe a kicker, right? Something like that. We're seeing receivers, defensive backs, defensive linemen, all kinds of different positions in the mix. Not only in the late rounds, but in early rounds. Guys that are going to play. I love seeing that there's opportunities across the board.
Yeah, I mean, look, punters and kickers have now just dominated the global draft. Can I just say something, fellas?
Of course.
So Stuart Johnson's come in. Stuart Johnson wants change, and a lot of people are pushing back on the change, right? What he announced last year, what he announced this week.
If the four councillors from the Regina City Council were there, they'd be pushing back.
Yeah.
And it may not be unanimous, but if they're looking for consensus on almost every single stakeholder in the entire Canadian professional football ecosystem, if they announce tomorrow in conjunction with the CFLPA, give the PA an extra $5,000 in playoff money for everybody in exchange for this, we are going to remove the global program. Who would be up in arms? Are we really investing all this time and resources into a punters program? I appreciate those who've made the roster. They've worked their butts off, etc. But is the lemon worth the squeeze? How much have you spent on this global program? And how many pennies of revenue has it brought in? Because the promise was streaming deals, broadcast deals, more revenue. We're at a time where these front offices are capped with how much they can spend on their people. Let's And after all these years, how many global players are really making impacts on rosters?
So my question to you would be, and I don't disagree with you on this for 1 second, but my question would be, there are players who are playing that are global players who deserve to be in the league. Helmut, who played for us and now is in Ottawa. What does he become then? Does he become
a
free agent?
No,
becomes a free agent.
No, does he become an import or a national?
He's not a national.
Okay.
He's not a national.
How much money would they save getting rid of it?
I don't know.
It's just resources. It's resources.
Which is money.
There were 94 players in the draft, and it's like punters and kickers galore. Like,
Ryder's got a guy from Japan.
I saw that. So you go from Hawaii, Japan to Hawaii to Las Vegas to Regina. Now that's a connecting flight.
It's a direct flight.
That's a connecting flight.
Yeah, but wait till we get our distillery and stuff rocking.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like, I would have stopped here first.
Yeah.
This would have been my first stop.
Come by.
Players all over the country today. It starts this week. I kind of forgot about this. Gathering in Winnipeg, Team Canada's national flag football camp. And big news from Football Canada yesterday, hiring a new CEO.
Like this, look, I'm on the board of Football Canada, full disclosure, but this is a big move. Like, our national amateur governing body has a new CEO for the first time ever. Football Canada as a chief executive officer, and it is a woman. Eva Havaris comes over. She's been a CEO at 2 different national federations before. She was a senior VP at Tennis Canada, where not only did female participation grow significantly under the time Eva was there, but it brought in a bunch of corporate money. Look, guys, when you talk about national sports organizations now, the federal government just announced $750 million being pumped into the ecosystem in the aftermath of the Olympics. Amateur sports in this country needs money. That's the role of a CEO now. These players going to camp in Winnipeg this week, the women's program, this is all the road to LA 2028. They need money. They can't be paying their own way. And having a CEO with this kind of experience is going to be great for football in this country.
Can we just play a quick game here?
Go ahead.
When Colson put up that picture, look quickly and then look away, and then I'm going to tell you who I thought that was. Quick and then look away.
Okay.
I thought it was Hilary Swank, the actress.
I can see that. I can see a little of that in there. Yeah.
I will let Eva know, and I hope she is flattered.
Yeah,
I was like,
I hope so too. Yeah.
Wait a minute, I've seen her. Never mind. I'm thinking of the actress. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really good. Really good. Huge summer for the Canadian flag football teams. We talked to Paul Lapalisse on the program last week, and we get to sit and watch it as a flag nut. I'm really curious.
World Championships this summer in Dusseldorf. I know the SportsCage private jet is getting revved up.
No, everybody's going to Saskatoon instead next week, except for me. That's what I thought. Ooh, maybe I'm going to Dusseldorf. Never mind. I'd like to go to PA tomorrow night.
Derailed for Saskatoon, huh? Anyway, there's 2 spots in the Olympics up for grabs of the world, so hopefully the boys can go clinch one of them.
Love it.
And then can we close on your thoughts on Live Golf?
Yeah. Where's this mess?
$5 billion pissed away for nothing because we're going to play in shorts with music and 54 holes. What did that accomplish after all of that?
Not a thing, actually.
Pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Greg Norman lost friends. Phil Mickelson lost friends, which at the end of the day, you only need so many friends anyway.
Yeah, you can't have more than like 3 or 4.
But here's I think John Rahm's going to end up back there, Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Reed. I think these guys are going to end up in the PGA Tour. The guy who burned the bridge that I don't think can be repaired is Mickelson.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get invited back. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not... The Saudis, they don't... It was
sports washing. It was sports washing at its peak, and I guess they've reached the point at $5 billion and losing $100 million a month at a time where some of the oil has been now, it's not flowing the way it was a few months ago.
I gotta say, because
OPEC's falling apart. Their whole world's over.
Because
really,
the PGA, when you really think about golf, and I love golf, and I watch all the majors, love the sport, but when you watch the PGA, really, like, it is very boring. It's like lots of white dudes with khaki pants pulled up way too high, and bad golf shirts, and brown on brown, and different, and so I was like, when this first came out and they were getting all the names, I was like, whoa, they could be on to something here. But like the UFL, XFL, different hockey leagues that haven't worked, I'm not super into the soccer world. I'm sure soccer, they tried other things. It's wild how it never took even like at all.
It was, I mean, look, as a league, it was an epic failure. Whether the Saudis got what they wanted out of this, only they'll really know.
And they'll never tell us. Yeah.
They'll never tell us.
They maybe
congrats to the golfers who went, who cashed in.
Yeah.
And Phil Mickelson come playing like his gotch. Yeah, it's like, hey, we own you. You do what we say.
There's some things they did from a tournament standpoint that the PGA might go, you know what, we're going to have that team event somewhere over 72 holes. But there's you can't do it every week.
I don't mind the shorts. I don't mind wearing short pants. I think it's stupid. And like how hot it is, some of these places.
Yeah.
And like the females are allowed to wear skirts and shorts and all that. Let the guys wear shorts.
Yeah. But
like, very archaic.
You can
team the biggest thing from Live Golf is a $5 billion experiment to let them wear shorts. we just did value plays in the CFL draft. I can find you a lot more value in $5 billion in shorts.
And they had a DJ. And they had DJs.
They had DJs,
yeah. Yeah. No, it'll be really cool. All right, bud. What do you got planned for the weekend?
I'm just laying low, fellas.
Watching hockey. Gambling.
Watching some hockey, watching some hoops.
We got sprinkled today. 2 parlays last night.
Yeah.
Barbashev and Howden, a point each. Howden got the OT winner. And then I also hit Stone and Eichel on the other one.
Barbashev sounds like a shaving cream.
It is. It is a shaving cream. It is.
No, it's called I actually bought a travel one.
It's Barbasol.
Barbasol. Okay. Have a good weekend, Arash. Right. Coast to Coast with Arash Madani, brought to you by Brian Golly. Smart investing solutions. Be smart with your money. Call on Brian. Let's come back with a little clutch performer, little NASCAR report.
Love it.
And more. It's a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. That's right. That's what Kellen Solar can do. Last night, mine pretty simple. OT winner. Do we have audio for people that are listening on the radio?
I'm grabbing it. I had to get the sponsor up. There we go.
Flyers control the face-off. Shot from long range, score! The Flyers win it! Cam York beating the Sealoffs in overtime!
Yeah, he did. I didn't notice that last night.
So I saw that, and I actually got a second video here. Is a fan at the game is taking video right after the goal happens, and pans to his buddies. They're all high-fiving. Pans back to the side. Oh, look, the guy got his stick. So
that looks like Mr. Keshen.
No, it's taller. Jeff's pretty short.
Jeez. Cam York in overtime. 1-0 game.
Yeah.
I read it's the latest time the first goal of the game has been scored in the playoffs in 22 seasons.
Wow.
So
you go deep in some stuff.
I find some weird stuff.
I admit, you go out there.
He doesn't have things queued up, but he goes deep and gets things. Anybody else have one?
Sharky?
What, clutch performer?
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Darren Anderson.
From
good. City Regina.
Good one.
DA, love the work that you did. Oh, look at him there. He's slimmer there than he is now, isn't he? Yeah.
What a
DA, you know what?
Comment.
No. DA, you did a fantastic job.
He'd done a great job.
Yeah.
And
we will miss him there.
We, knowing him, he's a very logical, smart man when it comes to money.
Yeah.
And him and I don't always agree.
No.
Definitely.
Him and I are the same. We don't always agree, but
talking about that here. So the restaurant pictures that we've been seeing, right? And you were like, that looks pretty fancy. There's no way that's actually going to be what it is, right?
Yeah.
When I was skimming through the executive meeting, here's Mr. Semple's comments on that restaurant, and I found it very amusing.
This is the restaurant upstairs. Again, everything is designed great, but casual. Blue jeans, you come in, but you get a nice experience. We got varying price points from being very reasonable to as crazy as you want to get, I guess. But
I see that restaurant, and I don't think blue jeans. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
With a sport coat.
They're good jeans. They're not the ones you wore in the barn. They're good jeans.
Sure.
Yeah.
Still, I don't see this rendering and I go casual in blue jeans. That's just me. Again, Mr. Semple has a different kind of pocketbook than I do, so he can do what he wants. But
he's going to give Regina an experience it doesn't have. He's going to give Saskatchewan an experience it doesn't have. We'll be singing that from a different tune.
It's not a bad tune.
It isn't a bad tune. It really isn't. It was actually a good, other than to take off the other stuff. I like what he's doing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. I'm super excited about it.
You know what's another good catchy tune?
What?
Have you seen the Instacart commercial where Ben Stiller jumps off the top and the drums?
But the bananas one?
Instacart lets you pick your bananas. Anywho. Okay. That's
Thanks,
clutch performer for Kellen Solar in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. They're smart. They're economical. If you're thinking solar, give them a call. They can come out and give you a quote. Okay, let's get into the SJHL report.
Time now for the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League reports with Benny Walchuk on the SportsCage. The SJHL report is brought to you by Chad Reed, Senior Wealth Advisor, GP Financial Services, and Aviso Wealth. If you need a second opinion on your retirement plan, Chad and his local team are available for a no-obligation meeting.
Benny, always smiling. There he is. Probably nice, eh? A little break time for you.
Yeah, not bad. It'd been nice to plan for Prince Edward Island coming up next week, but Yorkton, Saskatchewan, Malva, Saskatchewan's probably second on that list.
We had a great time in Yorkton. Shout out Taps Sports Bar, the rink, the commute, those little beer garden sections.
That was very nice. Very nice.
And yeah, I thought the horns were really loud. That's when you know you're getting old. Atmosphere was awesome. I wanted to ask, that Yorkton team, fairly young team, hopefully returning a lot of guys. Like I think a guy like Cash Lanigan, he's got to get a look in the dub. Like PA's going to have to take a long look at him, I think. But they're bringing a lot of guys back.
Yeah, they're eligible. I think they have 5 graduates right now, which are hopefully get to university or college ranks here very soon. And you have guys like Tommy Reese will be back. I'm sure the SJHL D-Man of the year, Callum Craig, should be back. But you're just not sure right now with the landscape of hockey who will come back. A lot of these guys are pretty loyal, so I expect most of them back. But it's a pretty talented team if they get everybody back for sure. William Leonard, Gabriel Corshane are be 20-year-olds. You got some young guys that can bring in as well, and potential guys back from the Western Hockey League. But just the landscape, you just never know until
the Bombers, though. Somebody was saying to me the Bombers bringing back a lot of guys possibly next year too.
Yeah, they are. Like you look at their roster, I think they were a little bit older, but they had 8 20-year-olds compared to, I think, even York in that final game with some injuries and guys. They only had 3 20-year-olds dressed in that game number 4. So, yeah, definitely a young team. They're going to lose some guys, of course, to future deals with the Humboldt Broncos, and they made early in the year, so they're going to lose a few guys. But, yeah, their core is 2007 Wyatt Stintons. You got Leo Seitz, Ryder Muka. They're all 2007 players. And you're going to have to find a goalie because Charlie Tritt's going to graduate, and Finn Warner's probably going to be in the Western Hockey League. So it's I'm sure Mike Reagan will find that, but I'm sure he's worried about it right now. But, yeah, boy, do they have a young team, too.
It was very, very exciting to be there for Game 3. What an atmosphere. I got to commend the people of Yorkton and the Parkland area for what they put on. Although I'm sure they're disappointed, they got to look that they lost to a really, really good hockey team.
It was like Yorkton at the end was pretty beat up. Like there's the team, and then you see in the series like Sam Moore, one of their top defensemen. He came back in games 3 and 4. They added a couple more guys. Landon Alexander came in game 1. It seems like as the series went on, Flin Flon got healthier, which is definitely the opposite for some teams. So they were just a little bit more deep, just kind of had a little bit more juice, a little bit more physical than Yorkton maybe thought in that series too. And it came out. Landon Alexander didn't play against Weyburn, didn't play in the first round, and he probably was the biggest factor, one of the unsung heroes in that series against Yorkton. He was very good. Connor Miller continued his strong play, being named as the SJHL playoff MVP. And there's just a team built for the series. That's why going into Centennial Cup is going to be very, very interesting to see with this kind of one-game pool play playoff when they play teams they don't know anything about. Usually they watch some film or something online, but you don't know much about. And this team might be rated a little bit lower, not the skilled team, but you just need one hot goaltender for sure.
Okay, I know you got to get going because you got something else to. But my last question is, how do they do the rankings, or has that been released? Sorry if I missed it.
No, they kind of mix and match them with the rankings. I think it changes every year, but I think they're in a pool with like you look at their pool right now. Yeah, like Flin Flon's got a pretty good pool right now. They have Greater Sudbury, who had a good year. They got the Quebec team that's pretty strong as well. But you look at the other side. You got Niverville, you got Rockland National, you got Canmore in the other pool. Like Rockland lost 4 games all year. 3 in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. So like it's hard to compare with the leagues. Like some leagues are definitely stronger than the other leagues. So it's going to be hard to match up that way. Like you could see some 8-1 games or 9-1 games in the event for sure. But it's going to be very interesting. I think Flin Flon does have a good shot. Like Rob Hart is like, we're going to play these teams. And first off, just congratulations to Rob Hart, who's selected to the SJHL Hall of Fame. And we'll nip a nap before we go. But I think Flin Flon has a really good chance. I guess Flin Flon, Niverville, and Rockland are probably the teams, but I wouldn't put my past like the team from Tyrrell. You got Summerside, who's playing on home ice, which is always great. So it's always great, and Summerside's a great community as well. So it's definitely up in the air, but I would give like Niverville, Rockland, and Flin Flon probably the favorites right now.
Man, I'd love to be. He's got to get going. He's got to read news.
Okay, all right. I won't bother him then.
No, keep it going. We have a few minutes.
I just say all those other teams don't know what Flin Flon's coming with either.
Oh yeah,
watching them in Game 3, they were outstanding, well coached, well played, big, fast.
I thought Yorkton could have won Game 3 though.
They had chances, but man, Flin Flon was good.
They deserve better. Yeah. Somebody was telling me that you should have went and saw Flin Flon and Weyburn play.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah.
No offense to Yorkton.
That was a physical series. A physical series. They just match up team. Like Weyburn's a little bit bigger, and they probably match their physicality a little bit more. Yorkton had a lot more skill, but yeah, you're right. It's like Weyburn. Hey, your game going to Game 7. Who knows what could happen in that Game 7 series?
Yep.
Thanks, Benny.
Appreciate it, man.
It's been a slice. I know you got a couple weeks off here after this, so appreciate everything you did this year with the SJHL report.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon. Hopefully on the golf course, maybe.
I like it.
Ooh, I like Melville.
Yeah, I like it.
Melville, Skins game.
Deer Park.
Yeah, I've never played Deer Park.
Really?
I've never played Melville either.
Deer Park's fun.
I heard Deer Park's awesome. Yeah. Okay, see you, Benny. It has been brought to you by Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, GP Financial Services. Job changes, career changes. Call Chad or his team. Next week, I think we'll try and get on either Clark or the commissioner. I'm going to try and get Mike Reagan on and maybe one of the local boys on here because I would think they leave. The first game's on the 7th?
I don't know.
7th or 8th? So
I looked at the listings, but I didn't see the dates. Sorry.
Summerside, PEI. Oh,
not a bad place to go.
Yeah, that's good times. Speaking of nice golf. I'll take a break. We'll come back with the ticker. It's a Sports Cage. If you missed it, big news at a Ryder Camp today. A player retiring. We'll have that for you when we come back. Rough Riders find out today that linebacker Seth Hundeby informed them that he is retiring from professional football. He's pursuing a professional opportunity outside football. What's his degree, Sharky?
Mechanical engineering. So he was drafted in the 4th round of the 2025 CFL draft. Puck tonight. Playoffs. Ducks, Oilers. Oilers trying to drag them back to Berta. 8 p.m.
Who do you got?
Who do I hope or who do I got?
Who do you got?
Ducks. They can match lines, and McDavid isn't healthy. Still good. And Connor Ingram, good Sasky boy, but
Ducks pushed in that third period.
They did.
Talking to Cam Moon yesterday. Let me finish off the rest of this here. Dallas, Minnesota, 5:30. That's the early one. Major League Baseball, Toronto Blue Jays are in Minnesota to take on the Twins. If you want to know what's going on at the World Senior Curling Championships, Bruce Corte from Saskatoon representing Canada. You can find out at SportsCage.com. It's for the more than hockey shop. Extreme hockey and sport, baseball, lacrosse, whatever your spring or summer sport is. Go and find out how they can help you out. They're local under new management. 3 locations, McIntyre Street, the Cooperator Center, and now in Moose Jaw, Temple Gardens Center. Okay, now we can get back into it.
Okay.
I'm not an Oilers fan. That's been clear. I cheered for them that one year. I wanted to see the comeback. Anaheim is that sneaky. Anaheim is right on par with Utah. Sneaky good. Right on line with a bit like Philly.
Yep.
And just dumb and stupid. We don't know any better. Let's just go win.
I think the Oilers are going to get this one, but I don't think they're going to get.
Oh, they lose at home?
Yeah.
I think if they bring them back to Berta, then they win somehow. I think that line matching is so key.
The Oilers haven't had a 3-game winning streak all year. So, yeah. And if they have, they haven't had many. So, yeah, I think they're going to stay alive, and then they're going to pack their bags.
And goaltending around the board, like Carter Hart at times, I'm like, oh, because I was sprinkling on him. And then at times he looks unreal. And Vamulka in Utah, again.
Same thing.
Wow, he's unbelievable. They're not going to beat him. Never mind. He just let one in from wherever.
Well, and, I watched him last night, and he's perfect position. And the next time, he's lucky to get a toe out there.
Vasilevsky's looked off and on.
Yeah.
Dobish has looked off and on.
But it's interesting you said about Philadelphia, Utah, Anaheim. You're right. Those are 3 young teams that have been built over a period of time that all have good coaches. I think it's exciting to watch what the next level is going to be.
Hour 3 is coming up. We're going to get into this more into the city of Regina, and we've got messages to read if you want to have your say on that. 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line. We'll also have the NASCAR report. We'll talk some CFL changes and sprinkle of the day. It's a Sports Cage. We'll be back after the news.
The problems we have.
Fun. Access Communications. Sharky's here for Flooring Superstore.
Love those guys.
We're getting it done. Rider transaction today. If you're just tuning in, driving home, maybe just got off work, Seth Hundaby informed the Riders that he's retiring from professional football. Took him in the 4th round, last year's draft, 2025. He is a mechanical engineer.
You got it.
Going to pursue a professional opportunity outside of football.
Happens to all of us. Got to make a decision one day.
Somebody on the Prairieland Rentals text line messaged in that we need to talk more about the CFL changes. And I reply, I don't know if that's serious or a joke. If they're being a little bit facetious or passive-aggressive because we've talked about it so much.
We've talked about it quite a bit. I think they're good. I mean, if we're talking about the playoff format, it's interesting. If you stay stagnant, what are you working on? Like, how's it getting better? They're trying something new.
Yeah, there's some people that hate change. No. Other people are like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And I've kind of fallen to the. Yes, it is a funny look. It is.
It's a different look.
Like, not one team makes it. Okay, but you know what? Make fun, poke fun at the league, yada yada. There's only 9 teams. But it is what it is. You're not entertained week in, week out. It's like I always say, 6 aside, 9 aside, high school football, you get those 2 rivals going. What am I here for? I'm here to be entertained.
That's right.
Possibly to win some bets because I like to sprinkle.
Dance, right?
It's entertaining.
Jester, do your job.
I can't remember how many games last year, and I brought it up on the show, that the Riders played in that weren't actually entertaining. And then you get down to the playoffs.
You know, it's funny when you listen to the call-in show afterwards. Everybody's mad and we only win by 4 or 7 or, right, score a late touchdown to win. And everybody's mad because we didn't win by 50. Winning by 50 is not entertaining. It's not. Because you're eventually, at some point, you're just watching 2 teams try not to kill each other, not to get hurt. So you want to see those tight games. You want to see lots of action. You want it to come down to the last 2-3 plays of the game. That's what you want. I think we're going to see that.
And I think the Prairieland Rentals text line has cooled on people going, well, the regular season doesn't mean anything. Oh, yeah, it does. You want to finish 8th or 7th?
Yeah.
Or 9th? And then
you don't.
Yeah, you want to be in the mixer of that 1-2 game.
Without a doubt you do. And if you're number 1, you get to have 2 home games in the playoffs. Wow. What a bump to your organization. I just think it's fantastic.
If you win as number 1.
Yeah, if you win. But there's an opportunity there, right?
And I love the chance of West versus West, East versus East in the Grey Cup.
It's called best versus best. Right? It's not designated you a spot in the playoffs by what region of the country.
It's got a bit of a Page playoff curling field bit.
It does. It does a bit. Yeah. Because there is an opportunity to lose and still be in the mix, right?
2-point total, 2-game total point.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Would have been fun. Best of 3s.
Yeah.
If you want to go outside the box, there you go. Go to a football best of 3.
Yeah.
What did Arash say? It's not a contact sport. It's a collision sport.
It is. It's an impact sport. There's an impact on every play. Somebody gets knocked on their butt.
I'm willing to read your comments. 936-6262. If you want to go. Oh, we did have a question about the backyard putting green from the Classic Landscape Company. We're giving that away tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, they're keeping me in the dark too.
Oh, really?
I'm looking forward to this. Classic Landscape Company installing a backyard putting green. Thanks to everyone who entered. I guess entries are pretty cool, and they're starting to work on something for maybe a Father's Day giveaway within the promotions department. Win a trip with the SportsCage to Dusseldorf.
We got a big trip coming up.
Allegedly.
Is that the NASCAR trip?
I think I read that wrong. I think it said Dilk. Nice little track. Nice little sand green track out there.
All inclusive to Dilk and some fishing. Yeah.
I'll pass on the fishing. I just can't get into it. Okay. Who is I got to look through here. Is it?
Do you like eating fish?
It's fish and chips a little bit.
Okay.
I tell you where the best fish and chips in Saskatchewan are that I've had.
Go ahead.
Wendell Clark's in Saskatoon. They bread them in like breading salt, and then Miss Vanelli's salt and vinegar chips or whatever it's called, crunched up.
Yeah, that's a common thing. Lots of guys do that.
Do yourself a favor. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you do it?
I've done it.
Well, invite me over. I'll come and try. That'll come and try. Not your other weird stuff you eat.
Oh,
pheasant pie and raccoon burgers and.
I don't have raccoon burgers. Please stop that. They're moose burgers. Raccoon goes in the pancakes.
In the sausage.
Yeah, it's in the sausage.
It's in the... Jeff. I think his name was Jeff. Yeah, Jeff from Sandy Lake only. He is an Oiler fan. And he is, first off, he says, you want to talk Oilers, call me. Okay. Like, that's not how it works. You kind of, you call us or you text us or whatever. But this is okay, Jeff. Prairieland Rentals text line. I said, confident tonight. Not a doubt in my mind, with possible, I don't know what kind of emoji that is. He says the calmness among the players from Edmonton, even under pressure of elimination game, is insane. It's their mindset that will get them the destination they want. Okay, I'm gonna give you, Jeff, they win tonight. I'm gonna give you, they bring them back to Alberta, they win there. They are gonna be extreme. McDavid can't go another 4 or 5 games.
You think he's that banged up?
Oh, he doesn't look good.
The problem is if you got an ankle injury like they're talking about.
Is that what they think?
Yeah, okay. It's a lower body. It's hard to skate with an ankle injury. It really is. Your foot taped in your skate just doesn't respond the same. So if that's the injury he's got, that's a tough spot to be. It would have been great if they'd got a rest before they played the next round. They're not going to get that, obviously, if they have to go 7. So,
and then who do they? They
would get the winner of
Vegas.
Yeah, Utah, Vegas.
which Vegas is kind of.
Vegas isn't setting the world on fire either.
No, they're, you know what?
But I do think they're the better team right now.
When they needed that goal last night, and I'm sitting there and I possibly have a little unit on them, and I'm like, oh, what do you guys do? Don't rim it around. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Jack Eichel does this thing behind the net. Mark Stone. By the way, and I know scouts are always like, he's got to work on his skating. Kid's got to work. You ever watch Mark Stone skate? It ain't pretty.
It ain't.
Jack Eichel, it ain't pretty.
No.
But Mark Stone looked fast yesterday. Like, he is so good defensively, back checking. He can do that scoop puck thing, and Eichel's the same way. They have high hockey IQ.
That's a good way to put it.
Around the ice. Cerebral players.
They're smart. They're smart with and without the puck. And it's a big thing to be smart without the puck, because you're without the puck a lot more than you have it.
And kids learn that.
They better learn it, because that's how you get better.
Kevin loves our food talk.
Kevin, if you got some fresh raccoon, let me know. I could use a little.
Lauren, okay, here we go. Lauren's got a question. Bring it up, Colson. The CFL bracket thingamajiggy. I may have missed something. You keep saying the first place team will have 2 home playoff games. Will that be plus the Grey Cup to be played at a predetermined city?
So, can I explain?
You go, yeah.
So, Lauren, if you look at the bracket,
you might not be watching the stream. Might be a radio.
Follow along. So the first round of the playoffs is no longer just 2 versus 3. It's now 1 plays 2, and then 7 or 6 or 5 and 4 play each other. Mm-hmm. So the first 2 teams in the West will play each other in the first round. The winner will advance to the semifinal.
So can I just jump in here? Sorry.
Yeah.
So that first team, that's 1 home playoff game.
That's right. So if you're team number 1, let's be the Riders. This year or last year, you would have played Calgary, BC. You would have played BC at home first.
Calgary's still in the league?
Calgary's still in the league. Yeah. You would have played BC at home first. If we beat BC, then the West semifinal would be in Regina, and we would play whoever BC beat out of 6 and 7.
If you lost, then you would have a home playoff game against the 7-6 or 8-5 winner.
That's right.
So there's your 2 playoff games. I get it, Lauren. When I first looked at it and everything came out, I had a bit of a nosebleed as well. Colson was actually on the ball. Reading.
As always.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we figured out too. So in that round 2 there, so if the Riders are number 1 in the league, not just in their Division 2, and number 8 squeaks through, the number 8 comes over and plays the Riders.
Reseeded.
Yeah.
So it gets reseeded after the first round.
Yeah,
okay.
So in the second round, it's the highest rank in the CFL plays the lowest rank still available.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, still in the playoffs. And then same in round 3, highest to lowest rank.
So it's never an East-West thing.
Well,
other than
the
showdown,
the host teams of round 2 and 3 will still be East or West. The host teams. Yeah. So you will still always have the chance.
You got a cough button?
I'm on it. I'm on the cough button.
Yeah, his
you
mic
hold it the whole time, don't you?
His mic was turned off. That's just how loud he is.
Yeah.
So the host teams in rounds 2 and 3 will still always be East or West, but the team they're playing might not be. So you do have the chance for an East or a West-West or East-East Grey Cup, but it will never be a guarantee. It's just higher than just the crossover was.
Lauren, 9368. Did we make sense of it? Because I think there's a lot of people asking the same question and wondering. You really need to look at when you bring up the thingamajig. That's what I'm calling it. When you're bringing up the
bracket.
Grid. The bracket.
Did you make this, Coulson, or did the league supply it?
That's the leagues.
Okay.
Sprinkle of the day for Sports Select. Bet on the original. Every bet 100% legal. We've let you know you don't have to fill out the slips anymore unless you want to. Let's look at both NHL games today. Sorry, NBA fans. Dallas, Minnesota. Dallas on the road. Dallas banged up. Dallas is, if they get power plays, probably going to score. Sorry, go to the mic.
Yep.
If they don't, I got Mini all day here. So I'm confident Mini pro line. I don't know if I'm going to take the tie to go into overtime, although I'm addicted to that. The over under 5.5, and that one scares me more than anything.
Yeah, too tight to call. Yeah.
What do you like?
I like the tie on this one. I really do. I think this game's got overtime written all over it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can maybe be persuaded. Edmonton, Anaheim. Jeff's boys are in Orange County, the Honda Center.
Yeah.
I'm taking Anaheim.
I'm taking the Oilers. I am.
Straight up or overtime?
Straight up.
Do we want to do a little side action then?
All right.
Maybe something.
Don't I already still owe you a pizza?
Yeah, so and Luke, the funny thing is Luke Mullender just texted me 10 minutes ago, when are we doing that wheel from Western Pizza? I might want something else from Western Pizza, Luke. It was a dinner. It was a supper. I might take the Greek ribs.
It's not a bad call. You
Greek
can't go wrong.
Mashed potato and gravy.
Oh, good gravy. It's good gravy. Oh, it's good gravy.
So you like Edmonton straight up tonight. Okay.
And you like the Ducks straight up?
I like the Ducks winning. I need to think about if I like him in overtime to win. So I love the goaltending. I love it. The only series at 6.5.
Yeah, they've got no confidence.
It's more
in
the defense of and people again after last game. Bouchard was the greatest thing since Paul Coffey. And it's like, hey, I need to see back-to-back games. We got to
Bouchard's a menace.
Sprinkle of the day. Sports Select. Every bet is 100% legal. Bet with the original must be 18 plus to play. It's a Sports Cage streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
That's awesome. Love that. All right, let's roll tape. Lap 115 at Talladega made all the difference in this race. And there's our friend Bubba Wallace.
What are you doing?
Look what Bubba did.
That guy, that's ring road material.
Yeah, 4 cars got through unscathed. 8 ended up getting wrecked. Bubba caused a wreck, losing control, slamming into the wall, and had almost the entire field involved. 8 cars were taken out of the pile. Many others affected that could not perform. This was a disaster. But a few were at the back, able to avoid the trouble, stay in the race with the car that they had. One of those at the back that got through was Carson Hocevar.
Who?
Carson Hocevar.
Never heard of that guy. In the 2 years we've been doing NASCAR.
I've been talking about him all year. I said he's coming on.
I'm calling bull.
No. We'll have to get tape. Colson's got it. Hocevar led 19 of the last 37 laps and held off Chris Buescher on the final lap to capture his first win in the NASCAR circuit at Talladega. Talladega does what it does. It's fun to watch, but it's hard to bet, with seasoned leaders like Larson and Reddick and others affected by the pileup. With the win, Hocevar jumps up 4 spots and sits 8th in the standings behind the second-place finisher, Chris Buescher, who also jumped 4 spots. Bubba Wallace was the second in the point standings, has now fallen to 12th after a tough week. Tyler Reddick still holds down first place. NASCAR has 4 different track styles: super speedways, Daytona and Talladega, road and city courses, short tracks or tracks that are under a mile, and finally, the standard 1.25 mile to 2 mile.
Tricky triangle.
The tricky triangle's in there. She's 2 miles. Yeah.
Is this week the Worth 400?
It's the Worth 400.
Is Worth as in the ball, like the fastball? Or what's Worth?
I don't know what Worth is. It's just the Worth 400.
Not Worth
from
much.
Texas Motor Speedway. 1.5 miles.
Denny Hamlin.
You like Hamlin?
Because he's the favorite on Sports Select.
You know what? Hamlin's good on the 1.5 mile tracks. So this is one of his. But we got to expect some breakouts soon from William Byron and Christopher Bell if they're going to be considered as true champion material this year.
Malcolm's brother.
So, yeah. So, Texas Motor Speedway Sunday, Worth 400. I'll look up what the Worth is.
Okay.
Thanks, Crofty.
Good job, Crofty. Croft Electric. Anything you need electric, in and around. Follow them on the socials. Their website's great. Been in the business a long time. Croft Electric.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Interesting news at a Ryder Camp today. Seth Hundeby has retired from football. He is going to pursue a professional career as a
mechanical engineer.
Or
we assume, because his degree's in mechanical engineering, he'll be a mechanical engineer.
National Hockey League playoffs tonight. Confident Oiler fans are going into Anaheim. 8 p.m. puck drop. They got to drag them back. 6.5 is the over/under. And then the early tilt is good time.
It is.
Good looking STV also. Dallas, Minnesota trying to wrap it up at home. Major League Hardball, Blue Jays, Twins, 5:40 is your first pitch. Regina Steelcraft Doors. And it's made in Western Canada for Western Canada. You need a garage door. Don't even overthink it. 40,000 square feet to help you. Regina Steelcraft Doors.
What do we got? A wheel and a couple of glasses tonight?
Yeah, we could wheel and a couple of pints.
Yeah.
From Western Pizza.
Yeah.
How big a pie?
Just the two of us.
Okay.
I got the Oilers.
You got the Oilers?
Ducks.
Let's go.
Straight up. Love it. All right.
We're going to be back with Glen Suitor. It's a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.